Celebrate our nation's birthday at the largest 4th of July event in southern Arizona. Enjoy live music, a large selection of food trucks, and the best fireworks show in the region. We'll see you on Thursday, July 4th from 5 to 9:30 p.m. at Crossroads at Silverbell District Park. Visit maranaaz.gov/events for more information.
The town of Marana is dedicated to providing 5-star service for all residents, both 2- and 4-legged. Download the Marana Pets app to report a lost pet or upload a photo of a found pet. Start reuniting families today.
Welcome to Real Talk with the Town, where I sit down with the Marana staff to answer your burning questions about our beautiful community. My name is Terry Rozema, and I'm the town manager for the town, so let's get started.
Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk with the Town, where your host, Terry Rozema, is once again on the hot seat.
Hello, Andrea.
Hello, Terry.
So, we've got a few questions, I understand, that came in. You're going to rapid fire them at me today?
Yes, it's time for another rapid fire style episode. It's been a while since I've been here, so...
Okay, well, I'm ready. I actually enjoy this. I think it's good. Maybe not questions that constitute an entire episode, but things that are on people's minds. And if at least one person is asking, there's probably others. So... And let's jump into it. What do you got for me?
Before we get started, one question that I have in my mind is, what are you doing for this 4th of July?
Duh! Star Spangled Spectacular, of course. Yeah, our town's one of our town's 4 signature events. I'm going to be there. In fact, if you happen to be there, I will be in the dunk tank. And if you want to dump me into some ice cold water, you can show up there and throw, I don't know what they throw, some sort of softball or baseball at the target and knock me into the dunk tank. Of course, if it's hot, it may be actually extremely refreshing. But I did tell staff I would do it, and so I'm going to keep my word, and I will be there in the dunk tank.
Did you volunteer for this, or were you told?
I think I volunteered. I told them, look, if you guys do one, I will be in the dunk tank.
Listeners, you heard it here. Show up at our event and dunk our host in that cold water.
Yes.
I think you'll have a long line. A lot of people are going to be there.
Yeah, probably a lot of employees. This will actually maybe get some employees there. People who are frustrated with me, angry with me, whatever. They can show up and knock me in the dunk tank.
Very cool. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. So questions. We got anything good here? Hot
topics. We have a lot of good questions.
Okay.
So we'll get us started with this first question. Should be
always good to start with the first one.
All right. So one of our listeners wants to know if or when they expand Moore Road near Gladden Farms, are they going to put some sound buffers between the road and the walking path?
Sound buffers. So there's no plans right now to widen Moore Road. I think the question was if or when. I think it will happen. Well, it obviously will happen at some point. How far in the future, difficult to say, kind of depends on the growth. There's a development just to the north of Moore that's starting right now called Monarch. And that may result in us taking a closer look at that. I think the other thing that will certainly tip the scale in favor of widening that is if we end up putting an interchange there at Moore Road and I-10. So that is the plan, the hope to put an interchange there, a grade-separated interchange. That would be a huge addition to North Marana. So we are talking about that, trying to figure out how we could get the funding to make that happen. And if that happens, it will necessitate a widening of Moore Road. Again, the timing of that, really difficult to say at this point. But the question was, will there be some sound barriers there? And if you're talking sound barrier as in a wall, I would say not likely. Sound barriers as in additional vegetation, absolutely. So, really nice landscaping along that because it'll be in all likelihood, a 4-lane divided road, or maybe perhaps a 3-lane divided road with left turn lanes and whatnot. But either way, additional landscaping and buffering between the roadway itself and the beautiful walking paths that are there along northern Gladden Farms. How did I do? Scale of 1 to 10 or an ABC or something. I mean, where would you put that?
I'd give you an A.
Really?
That was pretty solid. Moving on to question number 2, and we're staying in the same area of Marana.
All right.
When will Postvale Road be repaved? I feel like I'm going to be pulled over for trying to dodge the million potholes that just get covered and made into a bump.
So the good news is it sounds like we have a number of listeners in northern Marana because both of these questions are almost in the exact same spot there. So Postvale Road, let me just say that road is not going to be there for much longer as in a few years, maybe. So spending a lot of money on that roadway to completely reconstruct it, which is what would be necessary in order to make it better. We'd have to take up the asphalt that's there and put down new roadway. So a total reconstruct would be rather expensive for a road that's only going to be there for a few years. Trying to be fiscally responsible here in the town of Marana, using your tax dollars wisely.
That is very important.
Where would you rate that one?
That was pretty good. I would say a B+.
B plus. See, I thought it would start lower and work my way up, but it seems like I'm going in the wrong direction. So I'm going to try and pick things up.
No, that was pretty good.
One.
I think in terms of just, one of the things that I enjoy is when we have a solution and, we can solve the problem. So
the development that I just spoke about earlier, that's actually starting as we speak, because I saw some equipment over there moving stuff around. That is getting started now, and they are going to build. And when they build and complete Clark Farms Boulevard from where it dead ends right now into Moore, it will go all the way through the fields and connect into Sandario. And when that happens, Postvale will be removed. There is a new Postvale that will go in, a connection that will come off of the Benet area there. But all of that will go away as it is right now.
Do you have a favorite place to eat in Marana? I know I do. We'd love to have you tell us about that place and nominate them for the Taste of Marana Standout Award. This Discover Marana program shines a spotlight on the great food businesses in Marana that make our community a better place and more attractive to tourists. We hope you'll join us in making this program a success and spreading the word about the amazing food businesses in Marana and nominate today. Head to discovermarana.org and search Taste of Marana for a link to the nomination form and to read about the previous winners.
Are you splash savvy? In the event of a home drowning, you are the first responder. We'll walk you through the steps so you can prevent further complications until help arrives. Learn more from first responders at maranaaz.gov/splash savvy. We are first responders against drowning, and we are splash savvy.
People lose their valuables every day simply because they forget to lock their car doors. Don't be another statistic. Remove all your belongings anytime you leave your car, including valuables and weapons. This is a message from the Marana Police Department, reminding all residents to lock it or lose it.
Okay, so now for this next question, we do have a solution, so it'll be a positive answer.
Oh, so you know the answer already.
Very briefly.
Okay, all right.
But you can definitely elaborate more than me.
Okay.
So the question is, when is the widening on Twin Peaks Road by Saguaro Bloom going to happen?
That is an awesome question, and I love it when you ask me a question that we not only have a solution, but a solution that is being implemented soon. And by soon, I mean right now. So, yeah, that's a project that's been underway for quite some time in terms of the planning. We talked just a little bit ago about how much effort and energy goes into planning a new roadway, whether it's a brand new road or whether it's an expansion of a road. And that one in particular has a number of obstacles, challenges, I guess you could say, with it going over Rattlesnake Pass, with the vegetation there, with the mountain right there. Portion of it is in Pima County. It has a really weird connection into Silverbell and into Twin Peaks as it kind of comes down and meets those roadways. It is a difficult project, but one that is well underway. All the utility work has been done, and people are going to start seeing actual construction of the roadway. And they'll keep the roadway open as it is now. They'll complete the eastbound lanes first, to the south of where the current roadway is. And then once those are completed, they'll switch the traffic over to there and then redo the westbound lanes. So it will be a 4-lane divided roadway. It will go over the pass. There'll be a new light there at that kind of wonky intersection at Silverbell. And there'll be a new light there as you enter into Saguaro Bloom, the main entrance there, Saguaro Bloom. And it will go just past, it'll extend just past Saguaro Bloom to the west.
Awesome.
So,
And when will this be completed?
it's about 2 years of construction, 18 months to 2 years of construction. I'm going to say 2 years to be on the safe side. So,
But the road won't be closing. It'll stay open.
it'll stay open. So we'll maintain two-way traffic throughout. There may be some restrictions here and there, depending on what phasing of the construction they're in, but nothing, I hope, too terribly inconvenient.
That's a very exciting project for Saguaro Bloom. So
Absolutely. I know those folks have been waiting for that for a long time. The traffic lights, less congestion going through there and over the pass and all of those things. So, and that's a big project. That's a very expensive project. That's in the low 30s $1 million range. So a lot of money the town's pouring into that project.
in the meantime, though, just be patient with the construction. Maybe leave a little bit early in the morning.
That's a good idea. Yeah. And if there's an alternate route that you can take, certainly that's always an option as well.
Perfect. Well, I give you an A+ with that response.
I like it.
The project is ready to go.
All right.
All right, next question. I would like to know if we will ever get a light at the intersection of Silverbell Road and Benet Drive. Ever since Lehman Academy was built across the street, that intersection is a nightmare to get across. A nightmare.
Ugh, I hate nightmares. So I'm hoping that there's something we can do for these folks. I'm not super familiar with Benet. I believe it's obviously just south of Cortero and near Lehman Academy. So I think the short answer is I don't really know if there will ever. I think the question was, will there ever be a light there? I don't know if there will ever be a light. There are no plans right now for a light at that intersection. I do know that we've looked multiple times at the traffic and traffic flow at that location due to complaints and concerns from residents. And they are right, spot on, when it comes to the cause of a lot of that congestion, and that is the school. But that's not unusual. In fact, it happens at every single school that we have. Traffic congestion for about 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon. So it is an inconvenience. It is a challenge during those times, but those are the things that we have to deal with when people are doing drop off of their children. So back in the day, I don't know if anybody remembers this. I don't know, but back in the day when I went to school, this is back in the 60s and 70s, we actually all got on a bus and rode a bus. People didn't drop off their kids, but that's just the way things are now. People drop off their kids at school. And so that creates this issue of heavy traffic in and around the schools. So no plans right now. I think if there's a need to do further studies, we can do that. But as of right now, the most recent studies indicate that the majority of the problems are occurring just during those short time periods. That wasn't a great solution. I don't know if I feel like really great about that. I'm going to grade myself on that one. And
Okay, what do you give yourself?
I'm going to give myself a C-. I wish I could do something that would make things easier for those folks. But that not just there, like everywhere with schools, because we get that complaint in just about every neighborhood that has a school. And I realize it's tough for that 20 minutes or so that's happening. And I wish there was like a magic pill that we could utilize to make all that go away, but it's one of those things.
I believe a C- is still a passing score, so you still pass?
It definitely is, because I got through high school with that, so I'm pretty sure C- is passing.
All right. Are you ready for the final question?
I am always ready for
This is going to be a pretty short episode because we're already on the last one.
All right.
When is Marana getting a new post office?
Well, since we aren't in the post office business, that's difficult for me to say. However, I do have a little bit of information on this, and I know that our local post office, now when people say, when is Marana going to get a new post office, I'm assuming they're talking about North Marana. I don't know for sure, but I kind of assume that that's what people are talking about. So up here in North Marana, if that's what they're talking about, I know that they are looking for property, and they've identified a piece of property that they might purchase and build a new post office on up here in North Marana. I'm probably not at liberty to say the exact location, so I won't divulge that, but that could happen as early as this October is what I'm hearing. So I can't be held to that because I have no power or authority over the federal government and the U.S. Postal Service. Now, if they're talking in the southern part of our community, the post office we have down there off of Arizona Pavilions, that's a good question. I don't know. I've not heard of any plans for them to build a new post office down in that portion of our community. That's all I got.
Well, that's all I got for you too.
Really?
We are done.
We're done. Well, thank you, listeners, for joining us. I hope we were able to answer these questions in a way that was helpful to all of you. Make sure that you send in new questions to us. We enjoy answering them. And I think that's it, and nothing else.
Until next time.
Until next time. Submit your questions by visiting maranaaz.gov/realtalk, and we'll answer them right here. To receive notifications for new releases, remember to click subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Also, please follow the town on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date on current news and events.